Welcome YouTubers, my name's Lee, this is for the players and I'm bringing you my very first deck tech. This is my Gohan Namekian Slam Down. It's a triple threat deck. Let's get right into it, shall we? Obviously we start with Gohan's levels 1 through 4 and we start with the Namekian Mastery. The Mastery lets us raise our anger when we rejuvenate, which Gohan wants to do anger-wise. And his level 2, which is easy to get to with this, enables our rejuvenation. When Dragonballs enter, they destroy the top card of our opponent's life deck. So we'll be running with a full play set of those as well. The Mastery looks pretty solid so far. Level 1 lets us fill the yard with rejuvenation cards and later targets for visiting the past as well. Level 2 Gohan lets us start dealing critical damage and rejuvenating for the Namekian Mastery, which help raise our anger again, while also getting back precious cards back into our deck like Time as a Warrior's Tool. Level 3 lets us put the pressure on, and we don't want to be lowering anger here though for his second part of his power, as we want to get to level 4, because we'll have a loop then, which you'll see in a second. Level 4 gives us the loop. When we rejuvenate, it will raise our anger, triggering Gohan's constant power, which then shuffles a card back into our life deck, which then triggers the Mastery again, raising our anger, shuffling cards. So what we want to do is have as many cards in our life deck and in our graveyard, or discard pile, I should say, with anger on them as humanly possible. And we want to be regenerating, rejuvenating, or shuffling cards back as much as possible. Our 60 cards start with a full play set of Dragonballs. This might sound a little bit crazy, but it will enable the Mastery. It will also enable a lot of future effects with a lot of Namekian cards, which let you shuffle and get Dragonballs out of your life deck and shuffle them back in. So this playset right now is pretty important. You could substitute a few out, but I'm running the full playset. Gohan needs cards with anger in them, so I'll be throwing in a full playset of each of his name cards. Gohan's Power Punch and Gohan's Masenko. The Power Punch will raise our anger fast, and more often than not will advance us a level, making it unblockable. The Masenko is really only in there to raise our anger count in our graveyard, to then rejuvenate it back in later. The reason why this is because the anger level, taking out life cards, is more inconsistent. But we still want the card with anger in there, and it's still a Gohan name card, so we're going to throw all of them in. Other staples we're going to need: Time as a Warrior's Tool, 2 Visiting the Past, 3 Confrontation, and 3 Heroic Energy Spheres. Time as a Warrior's Tool, no-brainer right about now. We all know this, it's an amazing card. Visiting the Past gives us some hand advantage and some bad combats, and helps us get out of some really bad situations. Also recovering things like Time as a Warrior's Tool. God, we love that card. Since the Dragonballs take up over 10% of our decks, we will need all the hand advantage we can get with this as well. It gives us something both to counter black decks and other confrontation stare downs as well. Confrontations for the same reasons. It's a staple. They're necessary to stop, them from playing cards they like. And spheres counter the formats, some of the most formats, vicious cards. Spheering another stare down or spheering another sphere is absolutely an amazing feeling I want you all to experience. This brings our deck count to 22. Moving on to allies, we'll be starting with Chi-Chi and Tien. Chi-Chi with Gohan is amazing. It gives us an amazing, great defense. And Tien will give us some great card advantage. To complement this, we'll be throwing in a singleton of overpowering attack to be able to recover them if we need them from either our life deck or our graveyard, in case of dire circumstances. Our final non-style attacks will be a full play set of Devastating Blow, providing both an anger swing in raising and lowering theirs, and banishing cards in the opposing discard pile, which would be great for banishing things like the Time as a Warrior's Tool. Man, we still love that card. Our last set is Enraged Blast for the massive anger swing it's going to get us, and putting another card with anger into our discard pile. This brings our deck to 31 cards in total, making up at least half of our deck so far. We're going with a triple threat deck, and we'd now like to throw in as many offensive cards as possible, making this a little bit of a possible crazy suicide deck. I don't want to be throwing in too many blocks here. We're already on the offense. We've got Time as a Warrior's Tool. We've got a lot of confrontations and stare downs, so we can take out a lot of the cards that they don't want to be playing with. Our final cards that we're going to be throwing in here are all styled cards. We're throwing in 3 Namekian Chop, 3 Namekian Right Throw, 3 Namekian palm shots, 1 Namekian silencing, 2 Namekian crushing slam, 3 Namekian maximum will, 3 Namekian elbow strike, 3 Namekian side kick, I apologise, 3 Namekian finger lasers, 2 Namekian knee block, and 3 Namekian hybrid defense, only having a few defensive cards in them. These last cards are mostly offensive, and they provide anger, rejuvenation, or endurance, which is very, very important in a deck with no blocks. They also provide a bit of a toolkit piece where we don't have it yet, such as the Namekian silencing, which also helps our heroic energy spheres out by not letting them cast certain cards in their hand, or play certain cards in their hand. Sorry, I'm using a lot of magic terminology. Well, I hope you like this deck tech. I had fun making this deck, and I really look forward to playing it. If you have any questions, comments, you'd like to take something out, you'd like to add something in, you'd like to change something about my deck, or you want to simply suggest me to do another deck tech, leave a comment below. Remember to like and subscribe. Until then, this was for the players.